Hello everyone, Ollie Phillips here and welcome to our Optimist Performance Top Tips of the Month. We are here to give you some of the best insight from our tribe of optimists, business leaders, sports people, high achievers on this planet that have worked in some phenomenal teams with some amazing people. They are going to share their top tips every single month to try and help you grow and become the best version of yourself. Make sure you stay subscribed, and thanks ever so much for being part of our Optimist group. You are a fellow optimist, and now welcome to our top tips of the month.
When it comes to motivating people in my team, I think it's really important to understand what each individual is feeling and how they are kind of taking on the day. So I like to ask my team, where are you on a scale of 1 to 10 today? And maybe they'll say 5. And that's good for us to know, because it just might be that they aren't feeling 100%. And what we can do is we can say, well, okay, you're feeling like a 5 today, that's absolutely fine. What can we do to get that to a 6? And that might be a case that they need a bit more support. It might be that they need to take things a bit easier that day. It might be that they need, to manage certain workload in a slightly different manner so that they can make themselves feel a little bit more motivated. The other thing that I think is really important to motivate a team is always having that common purpose or goal as a shared vision for the whole team, so that everyone knows why what they're doing is meaningful and what you're all working towards collectively. And on the flip side of that, I think when you're motivating a team, you absolutely have to celebrate everyone's successes, recognise what people have contributed to your project or your workload, and make sure that you're celebrating those all together.
Be very clear what their picture is. I've got team members that are motivated by money. I've got team members right now. I'm not saying that, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think there's this kind of stigma attached to people being motivated by money. I think at some point in anybody's life, I think your drive has to be financial, because with financial comes stability. With stability becomes everything else, and ultimately, people get themselves in sticky situations because of finances. And then there's the other stuff where people want. I've got one employee who just wants acknowledgement. They just want to achieve stuff. So I'll set them different targets based on that, and I just help them along with that. And it's different for everybody. I think certain people, you just got to be very clear as to what people's goals are at that particular stage of their life. Whereas further down the line, people want stability. I've got a couple of employees who want stability. They're like, yes, I want a salary. And I want that, whereas I've got other employees I had to convince to come on board, outside of being self-employed, because they want the freedom. But with the freedom also becomes instability, is the joys of being self-employed is that if you don't get it right, there's only you to blame. So yeah, different goals, different strokes from different folks, I think they say, isn't it?
Speak to them. I think a massive part for having group motivation is for people to feel like they're valued and to feel like their opinion matters. That certainly motivates me within a group environment. If I feel like I've got a purpose and I've got a use to being there, and part of that is about having a voice. So in terms of motivating the people around you, is make them feel valued, make them feel like they've got a purpose as well. And if you can all have that same purpose, that same goal, like you do if you're playing in a World Cup final, you've got that ultimate goal. But in business as well, whatever your goal in your business is, or of that project, if you can get everybody driving towards the same thing and motivated because they feel like what they're going to do counts, it matters, then I think they'll feel motivated.
How do I motivate my team? I motivate my team primarily through learning and development and coaching. I don't take a dictatorial view or a micromanagement view or command and control on any of that stuff. I have deep respect in the fact that people I hire, hopefully, are smart, are capable, and are good independent thinkers, and hopefully will teach me as much as I can help them and teach them. And so for me, I think the thing that has always ever been most motivating for me is me learning about myself under a variety of different circumstances. And so that's kind of how I typically motivate folks.